dog. I stayed there and there was shit everywhere. 2 stars.
Pretty good, pretty positive for 2 stars.
Thanks.
Honestly, what was good service?
The dogs did shit everywhere and there was piss everywhere, but a little canine. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Hotel for Dogs. Freaking hotel about dogs, huh? Full of them. Just full of them. Has a 5.5 on IMDb, a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
You ready for these 8 words? Because they pretty much summarize how little plot there is. 2 kids secretly taking a stray dog at a vacant hotel. Snap and fast.
I think it could be shorter.
I think it could. 2 kids, dog, hotel.
Just honestly, it could just have the title again.
I'll say it.
Hotel for Dogs.
Great title. You know, they've re-summarized the
Great
whole
title,
film.
great tagline, and great synopsis. It could be all 3. Just put them up on a whiteboard and then somebody went, give it 40 million.
Is that how much it cost?
I don't know how much it costs, but working with dogs is never cheap.
Oh no, you gotta put them down after as well, and it really bums out everybody.
It's true, you do. Did that Will Ferrell movie come out where he voices a dog yet?
No, I saw the poster for that though.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't wait for the Oscars, huh? That's gonna be a big contender.
Absolutely.
Watch out, Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell is a dog.
Oscar, Hotel for Dogs. Why are we doing this? Was this requested? Or did we just decide we would do this?
I can't remember if it was requested. I feel like it was us going, well, that's a gold mine of... Because I remember, like, you talk about our friends and their friend, like, oh, okay, I love that film. So I feel like it's just a banger from a childhood, and we just thought, you know, let's go back there and rob that grave, huh?
We thought this was a banger from the childhood. Rough. All right, Oscar, shall we go back in time to before we had seen the movie and try to figure out who would watch us?
Yes, please. Carl, you got a one-way ticket. I know hotels don't have tickets, but you've got it at booking at the Hotel for Dogs. You keen?
Oh, whoa! Oh, yeah. Boy. Oh, boy.
Have you seen this one?
I've seen half of it. Mm-hmm. Well, I think most of it, maybe. I saw it in Vietnam when I was violently ill.
Yeah.
I saw it in Dalat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huge.
So...
That's the way to watch the whole film.
Never could figure out how to change that channel. Oh, God. That was just a channel with back-to-back bad movies. It was like that, Transformers 4... something else as well.
Percy Jackson, the sea monster
one.
Yeah,
the second Percy Jackson. What was that channel thinking?
I don't know. The Vietnamese were like, "This is a good channel. It's the most popular channel there."
Yeah, the channel was simply called Our Favorite Films.
Pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was just like our podcast roster. They like
I know.
Went backwards in time. Went, "This is we know what to do. Put this on."
Underneath it said Nation Approved, which is crazy, just crazy. Yeah. So I only saw it then. I definitely never saw it earlier in my life. I think I missed it as a child. I don't know when did it come out?
2009-ish.
So it was probably in the wake of Avatar. So
Yeah.
who knows? Poor thing.
What a shame for it to get
yeah.
crushed. But James Cameron's like, "Fuck that Hotel for Dogs. I've got some blue cunts on a planet, and they're going to destroy you."
I hear he lit a hotel on fire, and
as a good marketing PR
Yeah.
stunt, and it worked.
It did
That's
work.
how you make $1 billion.
Not even sure if there were dogs in it. He just hoped there were. So God, I hope it's not full
Just
of
a
people.
premiere in. Luckily, there was a couple of dogs there, so he was pretty chuffed with himself.
Yeah. Didn't like it. Not for me. But dogs are cute, so 3 stars.
That's right. We're gonna review immediately.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what I think on a rewatch. That would have been in 2019.
Yeah.
So I haven't. It's been a hefty amount of time. So I'm interested to see what I think now. I don't think I'll like it. Who do I think it's for? Dog lovers, Don Cheadle lovers.
Oh yeah.
Those are mainly the 2 things I know from it. I think one of the girls is famous in it.
It's Emma Roberts.
Yes, yeah. For Emma Roberts stands. If you like that video of her where she's at the beach and she's like, ooh, and sticks her tongue out and moves her eyes and stuff, looks like it's
Check
for
this
you.
out. It's a whole feature of that.
Yeah, just a lot of those looks, I presume. Oscar, who do you think it's for?
I watched this as a child. I remember being keen for it. I think there was ads for it. I was like, a hotel for dogs. My mind can't get this concept around my head.
Do you reckon there was a Macca's tie-in?
There definitely was. I bet there was some dogs or a little Jake T. Austin doll.
A deed to a hotel.
In a Happy Meal, there's a bunch of deeds. I was a landowner at a young age because of this film. It crippled me financially, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Don't let a bunch of dogs into your goddamn building.
I know. It would have been so funny just as a parent being like, which Happy Meal toy do you want? They're just like, I want the pony. I want the My Little Pony one. They're just like, the other one's a fucking deed to land in 2009. What are you on? No. I want the pony one and I want apple slices. What type of child are you? Get out of the car!
Just watch Super Size Me. They know the risks of McDonald's. Who do I think it's for? I guess if you're like an Airbnb host and you just hate dogs, and you just go, that's good. The dogs can go at the hotel. Don't come to my nice plot of land that's been a recommissioned hotel that's now been turned to 28 Airbnbs.
You have made me think, though, this is absolutely the type of one you'd find on DVD at one of those Airbnbs that is just up online, but nobody's servicing. You know, it's like they haven't installed Netflix on the TV.
Someone's logged in once and it's just like, thanks, John. We've been abusing your Netflix for the past 3 years.
You know what I think we actually did as well? I think we might have played the end credits game to this movie.
Oh, which is huge. If you guys don't know what the end credit game is, and you wouldn't, because I don't think anyone else would have invented this game. It's normally when we've had a lot of drinks after the movie, we each pick a name. And you have to make sure that it's not the first name written, like seen in the trailer, sorry, in the credits, and it can't be the last name. Yeah. So you can go for a John, but that's a pretty common name, so it's going to pop up. Yeah. So you got to pick a vaguely average name. Yeah. And nail it.
You need to be in that sweet spot. Like, not first, not last.
Like a Matthew's a solid one. You know, it's a popular name, but you know. So that's a great game. Yeah. Better than the film, I'd assume.
Highly recommend. It means every movie ends on a high if you play the end credit game. And also, you end up reading the credits.
You do,
which is just nice for the people that made the film.
You're reading about the grips. You're like, good for you, Jonathan, but you did make me have to take a shot, so fuck you.
Yeah, no. Get out of here, Jonathan! So yeah, huge.
Carl, Hotel for Dogs. This is huge. Do you remember hating it this much? Because I don't. I don't remember I'm annoyed as a child. I was like, I feel like I have fond memories of this. Not anymore. It's done.
You know what threw me? I thought the dogs would talk. Isn't it crazy the dogs don't talk?
You said that to me just like at midway while watching it, just like, where are the talking dogs? It does feel like a talking dog thing.
They should talk.
Yeah.
Don't you think? They don't have to talk to the people, but they should be talking amongst themselves.
They kind of give like winks and nods to each other, but the main I don't know, the fat of the film is just, instead of talking dogs, they've got a bunch of wacky contraptions.
Oh, this is the most contraption-heavy movie I've ever seen, and I hated all the contraptions.
I hate them so much.
Didn't like any of them. Not one of them did I think was remotely well-built or clever, or would work the way that they intended it to work.
I feel like when you've got contraptions and dogs, something should have gone awry, and nothing did ever.
Ugh. Absolutely not. It feels like it's just this kid who's building all the contraptions is like one bad day away from being the jigsaw mass murderer. He's like, oh, you know, it picks up all the dog shit, or it can decapitate a woman. Only those two.
I've got those skills. It's either a hotel for dogs or I'm trapping people who don't care about life. Carl, should we get into this film?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Friday the dog is running around.
Hated the dog's name. Hated the dog's name. Friday, idiots. I am when I have children and the family gets a dog, they are not naming it.
Oh no.
I'm naming it. I'll be like, welcome in this beautiful little beagle. Its name's Curtis. That's it.
Curtis the dog?
Yeah. Oh. My kids don't need to respect me.
They're not going to respect Curtis either.
God, no. I also really quickly had a very unpleasant experience watching the movie. I watched it with my dog, who went ballistic a lot, because the dogs don't shut up in this movie, and so it really frightened him a lot. So, and I also get very concerned that maybe, like, my dog thinks I'm watching something, like, I don't know what they're doing on their end to make the dogs bark or get the dogs barking.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if my dog thinks I'm listening to dogs be tortured. So that always upsets me.
It's fun because we've done the Saw like analogy already, but for dogs watching this, it kind of is a Saw-esque film, really.
Oh, it is actually. It's a Saw for dogs.
Oh, that's who would watch it. Well, nailed that. Thank God.
We have absolutely.
Tick done.
Hotel for Dogs from the Book of Saw.
Okay, so we get introduced to Friday. He's a little dog around New York City, but it's not New York City. It's a vague city. I thought it was New York for a while, but it doesn't even seem like...
Do they even call it New York?
They don't. They pan out at one point, and you're like, that's not New York. It's just like a vague city. I don't know. I mean, it's just a Paramount lot, but it's definitely...
No.
I don't know. They don't try. Anyway.
I just assume if it looks like a city like this, it's usually shot somewhere in Canada. So I feel like this is maybe Toronto.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We get introduced to our main leads. We've got Emma Roberts and JT Austin.
Yeah.
They're doing the classic cling wrap full pawn shop trick where you shrink wrap it and then give a rock to a pawn shop. Classic number one.
Yeah. I don't know if this would work.
It does work because actually, and this is the only thing I like about this movie. It's taught me this trick because you can use this. This does work.
Really?
It does work.
They'll accept that.
Oh no, I mean, I'm talking about just the cling wrap session. I don't know if you can give a rock to a pawn shop. I assume they have measures in place to stop that from happening.
Yeah, to stop the...
If anything, I don't know why they accepted a shitty phone in 2009. They gave him like $20. It's like, seems like more effort to, go arrest them.
Absolutely. It feels like it would be like lesser effort on these two kids to just get a summer job. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not on the side of the kids.
Oh, I'm glad we're on the same page.
I
don't like the business practice. I'm on the pound side. I think we're going to find out.
Yeah.
This hotel...
I'm pro pound.
I'm pro pound.
In this film.
Oh, yeah.
But also, they are painted in a light that I don't think pounds behave.
I don't think any... I feel bad for pound, employees, because in any kid's film, they have never been, shown to be the good guys, or even just neutral. They are always the villains, because they're always snatching up dogs.
Yeah, it's just... that, and it looks like they take joy in capturing a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Towards the end, one of them's just like, all right, everybody remain calm. We're going to go up there and we're going to kill these dogs. And everyone's like, good. And I was just like, what are you on about? Nobody's passion is, getting rid of dogs.
I feel bad, because I'm assuming most pound, workers are kind of, in, line with, people that want to be, vets and stuff. And, I want to work with dogs. And it just turns into quite a tragic job where you're kind of just capturing and killing dogs.
Yeah.
It's a sad life.
They're like, I would like to save lives. And they're like, you're good with a net?
And I'm talking a big net.
Big net.
Big net. It's not like one of these, piss weak ones. It's like a 2-meter one. And it's large.
Yeah.
You're going to be running around the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're introduced to the kids. Do we remember their names?
No.
No.
What was now...
Oh, sorry, I do remember the name. I do remember JT Austin's name. His name is Bruce, which I thought was an odd name for a child.
Yeah, I don't know if
Feel
that
bad for the
happens anymore. But we welcome it. We welcome it. What was Emma Roberts' name?
Andy.
Okay. Bruce and Andy. Kids,
Our
huh?
protagonist. Yeah,
Wow.
kids.
I think we know where these kids were taken away from their parents. we're led to believe that potentially their parents passed away. I think they were taken
Oh,
away.
if anything, it's child abuse calling a small child a Bruce.
Yeah.
Imagine holding a baby going, you're a little baby Bruce.
They must have been like, what do you want on the birth certificate? And they were like, Bruce. And they were like, we're calling them Bruce, and you are not allowed to see your child ever again.
They're going straight into the foster program, you're cut off. With any luck, they'll be running a damn dingy hotel soon. That's the best they can achieve.
Yeah, surely the nurses are just like, don't name your child Bruce. They will end up in a fucking hotel for dogs. We get sort of explained to us the severity of the situation, which is the reason I don't like these kids. They are informed that they've already been moved 5 times in the foster care system, right? Now, they are also being told that if they don't behave, they will be split up. Which is huge stakes.
Yeah.
Really, for a sister and brother in a foster care situation. You reckon they would be taking the utmost caution to make sure that does not happen. They were told that this is going to happen the next time they are arrested. And they immediately open a hotel for dogs.
They just love a scheme. And you gotta respect them, but quite frankly, they're being ridiculous. I know they're children, but Bad
They're
motive.
so
Get a
mischievous.
small job. I feel we're such. We sound like the pound essentially. Like
We
these kids should be
do.
put into labor.
It's not that they need to be put, but I'm like, the Emma Roberts character who's 16 should know better. She should be really looking out for her little brother.
Yeah.
She is not.
No.
You know? And I don't know, just making mechanisms, which is just a waste of money. When they reveal that there is already a mechanism for that dog to get up and
Oh,
down.
this fucking dog. Okay, wait. So they're staying at the last foster parents' house. This is
Lisa Kudrow
who's
and the
smashing
man
it.
from Entourage.
I thought it was Ethan Hawke for half the film. I can't believe it's man.
wish it was Ethan
I
Hawke.
can't believe it isn't Ethan Hawke. Still couldn't believe it. But anyway,
Matt Dillon's brother.
wow, good for Matt Dillon.
Yeah, right? Or maybe this one is Matt Dillon. It's a Dillon.
They're like rock stars. I think they're fun. I like their
Oh,
characters.
they're the ones that are holding this afloat.
Yeah.
When they're on screen, I'm like, this is good. I
This
like
is
this.
good.
Yeah.
I like this whole
They're good.
interaction.
I will also say they're like comedically awful. Like I understand not respecting them. Like if you came back and they were making the music they are, you'd be like, okay, I wouldn't eat with you either. I see where these kids are at. Like,
Oh yeah, you suddenly see why they're rebellious. It's like, oh, it's this or like conform to this, and it's not a good path.
they're also like, I would dare say these kids are like a bit picky. Like the parents are making what looks like nice dips. Like
I mean, the film's like it's gruel, but I mean,
I thought they looked like dips. I thought it looked like tabush. Like if you just got like a nice Lebanese bread, that's a garlic dip, and that's a baba ganoush.
You
And
think the film's they've given you 20 dips, and these kids are racist? 'cause
It
they
looks like they were nice dips. That's when they were like, oh, we've got to get everything out of the fridge, and she was like, you wouldn't even touch
the
this.
hummus.
Yeah.
Oh, you bitch.
That's what either the art department decided we'll just use dips in service of gruel, and then thus fucked up the story, in my opinion. But like, it's definitely they were opening it up, and I was like, I would eat a lot of this.
Yeah.
Like this is, and I would eat gruel on the best of days, but some of it looked like salmon roe. So these kids are
They're
getting spoiled.
caviar, exactly.
Yeah.
The rock star, the sort of dipshit rock star life can afford caviar for these kids,
Yeah.
and they push it away.
Crazy Lisa Kudrow's like so I assume because they're obviously bad carers.
Yeah.
But are they being paid by the government? Is that why they do it?
I think so. I'm going off 2016 Annie rules. I think you get money if you're a parental guardian. I think.
Okay.
I
right.
think. Yeah.
No problem. So it's weird that the worst type of people it's like the Cameron Diaz's
Oh,
from
yes.
Annie or the who's Annie Wilkins from Misery, Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
They were both in Annie's, right? I think they were.
I don't think so. Yeah, we go on.
Anyway, but why do these people keep getting children? Are they not evaluated?
It does feel quite. I feel like a lot of kids film. I think you're like geared up that if you're an adult that takes on kids, you're normally the villain. There's never like a stepmother. They're always villains.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened in like the 1700s that became like the cliche. It seems like quite a noble thing to do nowadays.
It does. I'm like, are you like a foster parent?
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Like it's weird they're getting such a bad rap through eras of
I
movies
feel like we need
and
a
TV.
yeah, exactly. The Pound and like foster parents have to like they're a union. They need to revamp essentially.
We keep saying that, but I've never been to a pound nor have I been in foster care. So I don't know if maybe Hotel for Dogs is a very accurate portrayal of both.
I think
I'm
so.
led to believe they're not though.
Well, okay, let's get into the first contraption because I hate the contraptions a lot.
contraptions
The
are
contraptions are silly. The little dog Friday, who they've been looking after for 3 years.
So is this their dog with their parents?
No, they
So
found it 3 years ago
already.
on the street.
You reckon it would make more sense to be like, this is a dog our parents gave us.
Huge.
That's why it's important for us to keep this dog,
Yes,
right?
rather than we found it at the third foster parent.
Yeah, don't you reckon? It's
That's
like
way
we
better.
can't give this dog up.
Yes.
To us, this dog is all we have left of our
That's such an
parents.
easy change. I don't
Yeah.
know why they've gone, nah, it's just a dog they found.
I don't know. Maybe that was like they were like, not in Hotel for Dogs. People
No.
won't buy that.
No,
you
no,
know?
don't be ridiculous. They had to find this stray on the street.
Maybe the producer was like, cut that. We need to get to the contraptions ASAP.
The contraption, I mean, maybe because like the Hotel for Dogs titles are like gears and stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, I don't think that reveals it. But there's so many contraptions.
It's mostly contraptions. There's more contraptions than dogs. It should be a hotel for contraptions.
Oh, of course.
Like, it feels like it's been heavily influenced by Home Alone and 101 Dalmatians and just like anything that's like where
Like a road machine. I don't know how to pronounce it.
yeah,
Roll.
the one where things happen.
Yes, we're very smart.
They're
this
all just
podcast.
like, it begins with a boot and dominoes and it ends its way into a bag and shit.
Oh yeah. It's so contraptionally. The first one's just a bucket, like for the lift for the dog, but he has to bite down a little bone. Hate it.
No. But it's also it's very presumptuous that nobody would tamper with that.
Oh yeah,
Or that it would stand the test of time.
Because I don't think these contraptions are well made. They're like made to be like, wow, look how DIY they are. I'm like, yeah, maybe for 2 uses and then it's done.
Absolutely. Like I thought it was wild that eventually one of the characters goes, where'd you learn to do that? And it's like, my dad taught me. Your dad taught you hyper-specific contraption building just in instances of dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're fucking useless. Any other time in the movie, aren't you? But if you get like a table and a gear, you'll be able to fashion that into like a walking mechanism.
Anytime there's like a bit of string, he's like, oh, I can make such an elaborate lever.
Oh, absolutely. He looks at just like... He's basically MacGyver, which is huge for the kid. But he looks at just random objects and is like, I know what I can do with that. And cuts to like a conveyor belt. It's like, well, you couldn't have made that. I know for a fact those 35 items don't join together to make a conveyor belt. We've
seen contraptions. We get to see the hotel.
I don't even want to talk about the Hotel for Dogs. I'm all on contraptions, to be honest.
It's crazy because anything about this film you need to talk about around to see why they made a contraption. It seems like a longer process for a contraption.
It does. All of the kids being like, I don't want to work. Like, I want to help. I want to work at the Hotel for Dogs, but I don't want to do the work. So the kid has to do the heavy lifting and build a contraption every time.
I gotta do an engineering impossibility. You just don't want to feed it once a day. They're like, no. Build us an elaborate tunnel system.
This one kid's like, oh, these 11 dogs we have are pissing everywhere. I don't want that job. That is your job. That's what you're here to do, is clean the piss. Don't go to the 11-year-old and be like, can you build me a piss contraption that stops the dogs peeing everywhere? I want to work less.
How many days were they not cleaning up piss for the guy to build a little piss machine? I feel it must be piss filled. I feel like the hotel sometimes goes, there's a bit of shit everywhere. This should be filled with piss and shit.
It should be the most
I want a more
vile
realistic
place
I want a
ever.
realistic hotel. It's a war site. It's hideous.
If you even go into a place where somebody owns more than 2 dogs, it stinks. I'm not afraid to say it. I have 1 dog and it's still a little smelly. Those critters love to roll around in anything they see. They're beautiful creatures, but still, if you got more than 2 dogs, your place stinks. So the fact that this hotel has 3, I assume would be running rampant with feces, rabies, ants. Dogs encourage ants.
Oh, they do not have any ant rid. Let me tell you, there's little ant contraptions they can't do.
Absolutely. It's not somebody's job to be like, hey, it's your job to get rid of the ants. It's like, I'll build a contraption. Buy a fucking anteater then.
It's crazy because pretty much we're like, all right, how these two... We'll get to the love interest and the pet shop because Jake T. Austin and Emma Roberts are like, all right, we need money and food. So let's go to the pet shop. And then she's like chatting up the boy at the pet shop. He's a hottie, okay? This is the love interest.
This guy's in most movies during this time.
Oh, yeah,
He's in so many things, like in 2007 through 9, and then 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. Good for him, huh?
Yeah.
But I don't know about this love interest, but they sort of... The pet shop people just go, well, we've got jobs, but we will throw those away to live in a house that has contraptions.
It's weird. They set up that he has a love interest, and then Emma Roberts comes in, and he's just like, nah, I like Emma Roberts.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's rough for the other girl.
The other girl, yeah.
Who also volunteers her time the moment she steps in shit.
Oh, God.
The moment she comes to a hotel for dogs, she's like, I want to help. Why?
It seems like a lost cause.
It does.
Should we just get to the...
The Hotel for Dogs is the worst idea ever.
Is it magical as well? Because it seems like anytime they, discover it, the lights pop up and everything.
Okay, let's discuss how they find the hotel. Because it's pretty comedic.
It's insane. They're pretty much... Again, I don't know... They're just around at night, and then there's a robbery that happens next door. Like a cold-blooded killer kills a man, and he's running away, and the kids are like, we're gonna get wrapped up in this
And
shit.
the
aren't we?"
police are immediately like, it was those two kids. It's like a jewel thief ran away with millions, and they were like, it's the two kids with a feral dog. Get them.
Guns at the ready, just like, we're gonna kill those kids so quickly.
Just somebody on the phone. My TV shop's been robbed. Find the first two kids you see and kill them.
There's guys running down the street, black and white stripes and a big bag on their back, and they're like, no, those kids, kill them.
I would have loved one background thing to be like, leave the criminal, Batman will get him. We just need to get the kids. Just to acknowledge Batman's in this universe, and then this would make a lot more sense.
It would make a lot more
I
sense.
would love DC's Hotel for Dogs.
They've got like what's the Super Pet one? They've kind of almost got it.
League of Super Pets?
This is kind of their shitty. This is the Suicide Squad. This Hotel for Dogs. The Suicide Squad for the hotel for the Super.
Yeah,
Dogs.
it's the fucking Suicide Squad. When they go to this dog pound and it's just like, the guy's just like, you want to meet the rest of the dogs? And it's just like, this one's Goaty. He can eat anything you want. He'll chew through it. This one's Chef. He has herding issues. It's just by the end of the movie, they all pay off.
This is Dog. He can climb anything.
I know, right? The dog goes to escape and they just blow it up.
With a pound, we have to be evil.
It's Viola Davis walks in again. And it's just like, I'm in charge here.
Yeah, so they hide out in the hotel, and they're kind of like, wow, this real estate isn't ramsacked with like homeless people. It's crazy. They just bunker down. There's so much stuff here.
So much
Houses
stuff.
have been ransacked. This is prime real estate.
Oh, it's one of those things where if they just eBayed everything on there,
Yeah.
they'd have thousands of dollars.
Oh, cool. Fabergé eggs. Don't need those. We need that for the contraptions.
Oh, absolutely. They smash the Fabergé eggs opens and
I can use the small shards to make a little thing for the dog.
I can hang a
food.
shard there and a shard there, and the light will reflect and melt butter for the dogs to lick.
Oh, okay.
So they're looking around.
Yes.
It's
crazy that the middle of the film. So we've like covered like the first 30. It's just setting up everything.
Yeah.
And then the film's like, you know what, guys? We know what you came for. Just a bunch of fucking montages and contraptions. Half the film is just them fixing up the goddamn
it's
hotel
just-
for dogs.
They were like, you love dogs, right? Now watch him press a lot of buttons. That's all. It's just like the montage is playing. It's like a dog walks over, presses a button, gets what they need. Dog walks back, presses another button, gets what they need. Let's talk about a few of them. Let's
Yes.
talk about the golden hydrant.
Yes.
Right?
So their main concern is, so they've got Emma Roberts, Jake T. Austin, and the two pet shop people. They also have another guy
So many villains.
who's like just like the fat kid, and he's the comic relief kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when... It's funny it's not that long. What is it, 14 years ago this movie came out? It feels like they're not... Like, it feels like the fat phobia of 2009 of just like, we'll get a chubby kid. We won't have him do comedic things, but the comedy will be that he's a bit bigger than everybody else.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels like
kinda-
they don't do that anymore, which is a good thing. But it's just an odd thing when you see it. You kind of forget that movies used to do that.
Yeah, I don't really know what the new sort of thing is. I feel it's quite nice. They're just like, you know what? Some kids, the bullies, are just insane. Now it's like very secret bullying. I think they've really captured that, you know?
Yeah, they have. I think they've worked out how malicious children are now.
Oh, exactly.
Let's talk about the golden fire hydrant.
Yes.
So the golden fire hydrant contraption
Yes.
is a dog has to step on a plate
Yeah.
that then opens curtains, that then has a golden fire hydrant, that then the dogs go and pee on, that then filters out urine and flushes it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So I've got a handful of questions. One, why paint the fire hydrant?
I think because
They're
like,
colorblind.
Oh, that's very true. Actually, I think for the audience, like, look, it's the golden grail of pissing on shit. That's kind of the bit I'm going for.
Yeah, but it's like, you know that they associate that fire hydrant as being red.
You just freaked them out now. They're
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Whoa! What's that brownish sort of like fire hydrant? I can't piss on that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
nothing
just,
for me.
It feels, it's like if I put my dog's bowl in a different corner, they're not touching that bowl.
No.
They're just like, okay, what's going on here? You put poison in that bowl? You dick.
I feel like as well, like, don't dogs like mark their territory? So the fact that these dogs must be like, what the hell is this void that keeps getting washed away?
Oh, absolutely. It must really play with them, especially because I feel like it would actually make a lot of the dogs aggravated.
Oh, yeah.
I also don't know why there's a curtain. It's not like a curtain's ever stopped a dog before.
Oh yeah, if anything, that curtain's getting pissed off.
I know. Oh,
Smelly
absolutely.
curtain.
They're gonna rip that curtain
You ever had a
down.
thick bit of fabric in a bathroom?
Yeah.
Stinks like shit.
This movie lacks a lot of ripping, tearing, and humping.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the curtains should
All the
be
classics. you
all
need in
the
movies.
classics, huh? You know, do your research if you're gonna open a hotel for dogs.
There's so much. There's like a big feeding one that they can they run it like 4 o'clock. It opens and there's food.
Yeah.
There's like the treadmill one with the shit, which is such an elaborate way. There's like a big bunch of toilets, like in Greek times, and they all shit in it, and it bags up the shit, and it goes down to a dumpster.
Yeah, and it's like, are they paying for that dumpster to be collected, or are they just hoping that never gets full?
Oh, I'm hoping, yeah, but it's already halfway full, and they're
wasn't it ridiculous how full it was already? I was like, how many days has it been?
there's like 11 dogs like that. They've been shitting constantly.
They're just like, hey, can you come and pick up? There's about 14 metric tons of shit down there. What do you got, a dragon
we
inside?
keep feeding. The feeding thing keeps breaking, so it keeps feeding them, and they keep shitting.
Almost over the dogs are overfed to the point of their stomachs popping. So that's the other thing. You need the controlled feeding. They also we can't just go out and collect more dogs, which is, then they're like, hey, that gives us an idea. You are lucky these dogs aren't they're all desexed, so none of them are aggro.
Yeah.
There's
Crazy not a vet on site.
Oh.
That would be the first thing contraption I'd make.
I know.
Vet.
It's crazy none of them have PTSD, attack the children. There's so many. If I found out my child was in a hotel for dogs, I'd be shocked they weren't torn apart, had tinnitus and rabies, and I just found them seizing on the floor one night.
It's a surreal thing. It's like, we're going to get so many loose dogs, and we're going to put them in a big building, and we're just going to let them fucking go at it. And there's no issues, really.
It's terrifying. If one seedy adult found this hotel for dogs, within, I would say, 45 minutes, this is a dog fighting rink.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, the kids would come back in one night and be like, why is half of the dogs torn apart and the other one's psychologically disturbed in the corner? And they're like, I don't know, I made 40 grand, so fuck off, children.
Now I bought the hotel for dogs.
This hotel is now mine. It's such a big... Does the hotel have a garden? What the hell was that?
Okay. Don Cheadle also.
What a reply.
We're-
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle is meant to be he's the good guy. He's trying to get them foster parents. We're spoiling it a little bit. He's kind of in on board of the hotel for dogs. But when he finds out they're doing this shit the first time, he's like, you guys really fucked up. And they're punished accordingly, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What is their punishment?
They're split up. And the hotel for dogs is abandoned.
Oh, when this happens.
Yes.
Should we just talk about that now?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, let's discuss. I think there's a prom and some stuff that
Yeah, yeah,
happens.
yeah,
I
we'll
don't
go-
think anyone cares,
No,
though.
we'll go into it. So the one of the pet shop guys, the love interest keeps popping up. Again, the middle of the film is a lot of just wacky contraptions, and they're also like, hey, I kind of like you. It's like, should we do this little bit for a bit? Emma Roberts goes to a house party, but she's 16. She has a little makeover scene. It's it's 2009, so it's a dress with jeans. It's isn't she stunning?
It would have been hilarious if the dogs dressed her.
Oh,
You reckon I
the
should have paid
mice
off
in
in-
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be way better.
Yeah.
They keep just getting dogs. The Pound's what the hell's going on?
Yeah, the Pound's almost run out of business.
The Pound's we've lost our funding. And I feel like the Pound does
Who funds the Pound?
I think the government.
The council?
The council, yeah. So Don Cheadle, midway through, they're collecting dogs. The hotel's thriving, I guess. He's like, hey, I know, your mission in life is to get a nice family that will adopt you. I've found you a family.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids are like, listen, Don, that's all cool and all, but we've got this fucking administrative hotel we need to run for dogs. So fuck you and your damn parents, you prick. Fuck off.
This is where I think it's irresponsible of Emma Roberts.
Yeah.
Who should know better and is older.
Yeah.
To go, we should leave the dogs. We need... It should even be a point of conflict between the two siblings.
Yeah.
Of her being like, I want to try and do the responsible thing for you, and that kid and the 11-year-old not understanding what to do.
Yes.
It should
Rather
they-
than both of them being like, not even
Yeah.
actually not even a decision. They're like, well, the dogs, we have to do the dogs.
Absolutely. They've got other workers. It will be in safe hands with these other people. So there's no... I don't know. It's just I feel like it was the moment that they decided... Don Cheadle's like, I found a family. It's billionaires. They're ready to like make you heiresses. You're going to be a prince. You're going to inherit like $90 million, and they're going to love you unconditionally. Do you want that? And they're just like, yeah.
I just built this contraption though, and the dogs feel like they're driving in a car, and I just feel like I just want that to be I just want that, you know? I want that. I don't want this love of parents. The dogs get fan. It's very clever. It took me a while to set up.
Hours. Friday's never been happier. We can't leave Friday. That's the other thing. The parents should also be like, and they're keen to take in Friday.
Yeah.
Like it's just
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Anyway, so everybody finds out about this hotel for dogs. It's funny. It's crazy how many dogs they end up with. There's like a shot where all the dogs are hiding and then they're found and they're all like, huh? And I was like, God, that's a lot of dogs.
Like 60 dogs, yeah.
There would be a lot more fight. It would be the loudest premises. Because if one of those dogs started howling, they're all howling. So yeah. Anyway, everybody finds out.
Yes.
The police keep getting involved. I don't know if...
They've got guns at the ready. They're ready like, where's this hotel for dogs?
Oh, absolutely. They're just like, we heard there's 2 jewel thieves inside. Where are they? We'll find them. We've had a lot of complaints.
I'm going to shoot down every door and just hope for the best, huh?
Absolutely.
We're going to find those jewels, or maybe not. I don't care. I'm just going to shoot them.
Either way, if we don't find the jewels, we're burning this place to the ground. We're not even involving the pound. Anyway, so they then get split up.
Yeah.
And they're not that upset about it. Like
it's a weird again. Most of the film. Well, I haven't talked about most of the film because most of the film is just montages, just a bunch of montages of them being sad in their foster care homes, essentially.
Yeah,
split up.
So, but they're then just like they're like when they meet again, they're just the sister's like, hey, and the guy's like, oh, thank God you came back.
Yeah,
but they're not. He's not that. He's like, saw you a few days ago.
It's an odd thing because the film's like, hey, we've shut down this hotel for dogs because this was wildly irresponsible. And then they're just like, should we just fucking do that shit again? We've lost everything. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It's an odd choice.
It is. The movie, like, then... It doesn't, like, repeat itself, but it's wild that then, like, we've got to sneak these dogs across the border.
Yes. It then becomes like an Ocean's film.
It does.
They have to do a dog heist.
Oh, absolutely. The jewel thieves from earlier probably should have gotten involved.
Oh, yeah. It would be nice continuity-wise.
Absolutely. They're just like... Billions of dollars of jewels have been solved, and they're like, yeah, but we need... These kids are trying to smuggle tens of dogs across the border. They must be stopped first.
It is funny that's like their big thing. It's like, if we can get these dogs across like state lines, it seems they're legally ours. Don't know how that's... Dog law's crazy in America. Good for them, huh?
Is it this, they legally own them if they're across state lines?
Dad, the cops like smacking their hats on the ground.
Get them over to Canada, and Canada's just like, oh, you bring in feral dogs and just... like shoots them all down.
What's its medical history? We have none. We have a hotel for dogs. Just like, they are slaughtered.
Yeah.
In this cold, harsh environment of Canada. There's a wasteland out there.
You know what's crazy? They're also like keeping a book together of I don't know if it's like how they found them, but it's a history of the dogs.
Yes.
Like the dogs told them.
Yeah, no, it's like a little sign-in book at hotels, which are odd. I get that maybe like in the 1800s when like you'd ride in a horse carriage and go, wow, David stayed here.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's an odd thing. So
it is.
So they just do it for the dogs.
And they're not inking their paw.
No.
They should ink their paw as a signature.
Very
Do you reckon that'd be cute? You're
that
like,
would be adorable.
Which dog's that?
But you know what they do? You know, they make a fucking ink contraption. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah,
Every
they would.
single little like thing, they go, I can make a contraption for that. And he's been stealing from the foster parents. We find out that he's been stealing all this shit. And they'll be like, you stole a drill. It's like $300. It's like, I made a small lift, though. And it would evade 4 steps so the dogs could get up quicker.
I'm surprised there is not a contraption that is like, if a dog sniffs something, they're just sucked into a pipe and end up at the hotel for dogs. It's like the hotel ends up being their home. It's not like they're there, like they check in. It'd be cute if this is why the dogs should talk. They should come in with hats and be like, oh, I've got this, like, I want the mega suite.
You sound like such an, like, again, it'd be odd working as a producer on this show, on this movie, but you going, I think the dog should talk midway through the film.
I would be like, the human relations need to be amped up in drama, and these dogs should never shut up. They should be talking the entire time. That one's Danny DeVito.
Well, because that's the thing, like, most of the montage of the dogs, like, hey, what are these dogs up to? There's like a love subplot with some of the dogs. Like, I just can't feel. It's a silent film. I can't connect.
Yeah, they need to talk.
Yeah.
They simply need to talk. My partner watched Marley and Me for the first time the other night. Actually, not even all of it.
Yeah.
Simply the last 40 minutes.
And when Marley says, "Oh, I'm gonna go end it all," it brings a tear to your ear, doesn't
I know.
it?
When Marley goes, me. Huge. It's like that moment in Rise of the Planet of the Apes when the ape finally talks. You go, Marley's done it, and then proceeds to pass away. But when Marley passes away in Marley and Me, my partner was ruined. Just like the happiness had been sucked out of their life. It was really upsetting to see, and they were very worried about our dog. Like,
and you were just like, I just finished Hotel for Dogs. That's cunt's a smelly piece of shit, and he's getting evicted from the hotel. It's gonna be a sweet life of this dog, huh?
My dog's such a charmer. He would never. My dog's better than most dogs.
So they get the dogs across the state line, which is luckily where the Hotel for Dogs is. No. They try and get it across the state line.
It fails miserably.
They're like, we had meat on the back of a truck. Why did the dogs just scamper off to wherever they wanted?
These 4 children couldn't elaborately move hundreds of dogs across borders? Who would have thought?
I had a comically large sausage on the back. I don't know why it didn't work.
It's crazy how many dogs are running through this city to the point it feels like in Fate of the Furious when all the cars learn to drive.
Oh yeah,
it's chaos. The National Guard would be there being like, there is vermin of dog ramping through this city, and like helicopters would be out probably being like, it would be on the news like 500 dogs ran through the city today. I was
kind of like, because at the end of the film, like all the news crew and stuff and people rock up, I'm like, that's a bit silly. I'm like, is it though? Thousands of dogs ran through your street. You'd be like, where are they going?
I know. And surely somebody from the New York Times is there to be like, how many contraptions are there?
Yeah, they're like, fuck this Hotel for Dogs. This little kid has been building a lot of stupid shit out of my rubbish. I'm not happy about it.
I've just watched like a lot of journalism films too. So I just watched like She Said, Spotlight, and All the President's Men.
Gotcha.
So I'd love a stirring drama that's about a journalist fighting to pursue not the Hotel for the Dogs, but the contraptions, and having to like fight back against their own paper that's like, the stories with the dogs, Marie! And it's just like, no, the stories with the 11-year-old child, and if I can follow it, I'm going to crack it wide open.
It's this podcast, because quite frankly, the Hotel for Dogs is a blatant misadvertisement. It's contraptions.
The Hotel for Dogs is a misdirect to for whatever that fuckhead wanted to build. Like, the art department stood up and went, we're better than these dogs.
Yeah.
And we're going to have children fall in love with contraption
making. Do you think there was, like, on-set beef with, like, you know, the art department, and then those, like, smug animal wranglers were like, this is our fucking movie. And the art department was like, fuck you. We're tearing the script in half, and we're making a bunch of fucking contraptions. You smug little piece of shit. Fuck you and your dogs. I would have gotten away with it when you were damn little dogs. Okay? They run back to the hotel for dogs. Yep. The dogs.
A lot of people come.
Yeah.
I don't know. The movie's had like no extras, but for some reason the townspeople seem to care about this hotel full of dogs now. This is where the pound's like, we're going to step in and ruin all these dogs' lives.
At this point, I'm on the pound side. They're like, you guys crashed a car outside the hotel. There's dogs everywhere. There's shit everywhere. Piss everywhere. We're gonna take them back. And I do love the rest of the crowd's like, I agree. They're on the pound side immediately.
Yeah.
And then Don Cheadle's like, I've got something to say.
Don Cheadle emerges from light like Jesus at the top of a staircase with the biggest book you've ever seen that's like, history of dogs at the hotel. Let me read them out. This changes people's minds, I guess.
Do you think this would stir you if you kind of knew, not even like this dog, it wasn't even a sad story. It was like, he likes to bite things. I don't care.
No, I mean, they're literally just, I'm surprised all these dogs aren't sold off to the suicides. He's basically just being like, this is their backstories. Yeah. That dog's name is Katana. Yeah. Careful of Katana. If she bites you, the soul will get trapped in her sword. Like,
that dog over there has got 9 lives. We call him Cat Dog. We're getting a bit uninventive now. Come on.
One over there slightly looks like Danny DeVito. We call him the Penguin.
We're just doing animal stuff. That's Dolphin. He kind of looked like
he's got a hole in his skull.
Yeah. Matter of fact, there's a lot of this whale. He has a hole in his skull. A lot of whole animals. A lot of dog animals.
I don't know what crazy fuckhead's trying to lobotomize these dogs, but let's just be happy that they're
I'm
alive.
convinced it's a contraption that went haywire and started drilling holes in dogs' heads.
That one's called Slug. It's got no arms, legs, or tail.
Yeah.
But my god, has it got a heart of gold. May the dogs stay!
The crowd is like, the pound's like, guys, legally, these dogs are vermin. And the crowd's like, we will fucking kill you if you don't let these dogs
Not
live
a
free
single
aboard.
dog has been vaccinated. If one of them bites you, there's gonna be... It wouldn't surprise... If they said, hey... We've traced back COVID. It started at the hotel for dogs. I'd be like, I knew it. I knew it would happen. As a townsperson, I had my arms crossed, and I'd be like, I knew this would happen.
Oh god, yeah, he convinces like the crowd, and they're like, you're pretty good. Now, his job is to relocate children into homes. I think this would be a conflict of interest. He's like, I'm gonna adopt you two kids. Is that allowed?
I don't know.
Doesn't feel like it should be allowed.
Absolutely not. He also seems like he's taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
Like he's absolutely.
Well, he's just found out you got a thriving hotel for dogs.
He's
now.
like,
we'll adopt you.
They've basically been donated a hotel for ownership.
Oh yeah, no, the deed hasn't come up yet.
Yeah,
He's like,
I know.
wait, do you guys own this? Have you got squatters' rights? Fuck it, we're adopting you.
They're like, how long was this period of time? And the kids were like, 11 years. And he was like, fuck. God, how long's left? What are you, 32? Okay, we'll grab this kid then. Yeah, it's what I mean. They do the smartest thing ever, which is they make it an Instagrammable place.
Oh, genius! I was
Yeah.
thinking this because I was like, no way would these hotel for dog funding work. And then suddenly, like, it's pretty much like a shitty cat cafe.
Oh yeah, it's a dog cafe.
You can just see all this fucking this tat on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, it would do so well.
It would do
for
so well.
8 months and then just die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when they need to. But that's when you could turn it into like people could stay at the hotel with a dog for the night.
Yes.
So I see a lot of business opportunities. I understand why Don Cheadle would invest.
Yeah.
But he knows these kids create so much mischief.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why you'd adopt them.
No, I don't think so.
They've proven themselves to be irresponsible children.
Yeah.
Who steal drills and construct things out of nothing. I wouldn't want that.
That's a bad business partner. You don't want to go into business with that. Even though it's a thriving business, it's going to crumble.
Yeah. The kid's like, like half of the house would be taken apart. And you'd be like, what's happened to all the wood and everything that was here? And they're like, well, the toaster wasn't working, so I made a contraption.
I had to make a big ramp for the sled. Sue me, okay, Don Cheadle, okay? What are you going to do, not adopt me? You've already signed the deed for me. Did we wrap up anyone? I mean, Emma Roberts gets...
None of them really have an arc.
No one has an arc. They get in a relationship. The girl that also works the pet shop doesn't really do much. She's odd.
None of the supporting kids get to do anything.
No.
They're sort of... It's like the screenwriters realized a hotel for dogs couldn't be run with 2 kids, but didn't want to flesh out those characters either.
No, it's very odd. There's like one scene where they're just standing around going, seems like a lot of hard work. Oh, Lisa Kudrow. We didn't really talk about her. She got like 2 scenes.
Yeah, she's great.
They're performing at the hotel for dogs. Good for them.
They're
good for them.
They're good.
Yeah, they really get an arc, really.
No. They don't learn their ways or get... They land in some...
They don't learn their ways. I'm not... I want to say an arc, more just things happen to them.
Yeah.
Which I guess is technically an arc. In a very loose sense of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They achieve their dreams by doing bad things. So, take that as a message.
Yeah, I don't see a music career for them. I mean, I would go see them. I wouldn't pay money. Like if they were performing at a shopping center nearby.
Oh yeah,
and I needed some.
It's good when you're at Woolies and a small, quartet of bands starts playing in the veggie section.
Yeah, it's one of those nice things when you're like, oh, is that like a free sample? And then next door there's Lisa Kudrow and a guitar. You go, well, I'll watch you while I finish the sample, but I need some soup.
Yeah. Carl, who would watch Hotel for Dogs? I've forgotten the thing we said midway through the episode that was like, oh, we've nailed it. Don't need to do the ending.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. It's a weird one because I think an easy out would be to say that this is for dog lovers. But I adore dogs. Like, love them to death.
Yeah.
I had lots of dogs through my life. And even I'm not endeared by this concept.
They're not really that fun. I mean,
The dogs aren't that fun. I don't think. I
No.
think the dogs are underused. To be
Yeah.
honest, like
Again, I mean, like I feel like we ran through it, but the contraptions are a heavy
yeah,
amount
they're
of this.
heavy. They're very much the.
It
forefront
kind
of
of
the
takes away
film.
from the dogs.
It does,
which is crazy.
It
isn't
does, yeah.
I feel like they give like one of the two dogs like the relationship. I feel like flesh out. I feel like Friday gets like nothing to. He's a dog, but he kind of gets nothing to do.
Yeah, you think there would be like Friday would get an arc.
Yeah,
The dog should have an arc.
yeah,
You know,
Well,
and
they-
the dog should talk.
yeah.
Let these
Who would
freaking
watch
dogs
this?
talk.
The deaf because they can't hear the dogs aren't talking.
These dogs should be talking. So who do I think it's for? People that don't like movies where dogs talk,
Yeah.
but they like dog movies. And they like contraptions. Like it get if you what's one of the, what's a famous movie with an inventor? I don't know, if you like Flubber.
If you like Flubber, but you kind of thought, I wish Robin Williams was a child and he worked at a hotel, and that hotel was primarily for dogs, you're gonna love this.
You're
one.
gonna love it. Oscar, who do you think it's for?
Oh, I think the opposite of that. If you hate Flubber, you're gonna love this one. No,
fair.
it's just. I remember liking it as a child. I do really only remember just the cling wrap trick. So I think if you want to learn that trick, if you're kind of like, do I have 90 minutes to learn how to wrap a box in plastic? Chuck this on, you'll learn it, and I guess you'll get something in return, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
know-
kind of a how-to video, but just very long.
You know, I can actually understand the critique. Like, I can understand why you would enjoy this as a child. You know, when you watch one of those, like a children's movie, and you go, I don't think a child would enjoy this, or an adult would enjoy it. But seeing this one, I'm like, I get why a child can enjoy it, but I don't think it's for an adult.
Yeah.
So I can, at least it's for its core demographic.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So I mean, it's a bit of like if your kids are all done with the Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium,
Oh, it feels very much that. It's very whimsical.
yeah, throw on
I
a
hate whimsy.
Hotel for Dogs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, we've got the Meg in our sights, okay? We've just done the first Meg. Taking it down a peg, huh?
We have The Meg Stood No Chance Against Us.
But what happens if there's a Megalodon 2? Shit.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if it hasn't come out yet. We don't know whether it's going to be... It might be a critical darling.
It could.
Yeah.
It could. Imagine if it, like, defeated Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Mission Impossible to
yeah.
become the breakout of the American summer.
I would win money if that happened. So again, please check it out.
Yeah, that's right. You're that bitch.
If it isn't a critical darling, we're doing that. If it is, we're taking our sights at another little freaky.
We'll
little
venture
animal.
to the film, to the movies, you know, because
Yeah.
we love the cinema. So we'll venture to the movies.
Yeah.
I would like it to be fun.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know.
I hope they commit to being silly.
Yeah.
If not, we'll be doing Casper. So, flip of a coin. Really.
Yeah. Well, it's either Meg or Casper. Huh? A lot of Casper fans out there. I'm not keen for Casper. Are you keen for Casper?
No, I don't remember Casper at all. I don't even know what the character is, really.
He's some sort of ghost.
A ghoul?
I want to say friendly?
Nay.
Nay. Yeah. Is Casper a child or just an object? He's like a candle. Like he's weirdly
like a candle.
He's weirdly shaped, so it's like, is he an entity or did he used to be a human? Like what's
he
the
used to-
history of?
I don't know the
of-
history. I'm not Wikipedia, okay?
Is he a
Google
comic
me.
or a book?
I think he's a.
Is he a nursery rhyme? Is he a legend?
He's
Is
a
he like
fable.
the
he's,
lock-
he's a fable. He's a fable.
Hans Christian Andersen invention? Up there with whatever Frozen was based on, the Ice Princess.
Jesus
or,
Christ.
you know, what else? What else did Hans Christian Andersen
Just
do?
end this. Just end this.
Hey Siri, what
Thank you for
things did
listening. Goodbye,
Hans
goodbye.
Christian Andersen